आज के इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करते हैं कि हम कैसे पोस्टपार्टम के जो सिम्टम्स हैं उनको कॉम्बैट कर सकते हैं। लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। पीपीडी यानी कि पोस्टपार्टम डिप्रेशन के जो सिम्टम्स हैं वो या तो लॉन्ग लास्टिंग हो सकते हैं या फिर शॉर्ट टर्म भी हो सकते हैं, जैसे कि कॉन्स्टेंट इमोशनल हाइज एंड लोज, बहुत ही इरिटेटेड रहना, बिना बात के रो पड़ना और पूरी रात नींद नहीं आना, एंड ऑल्सो नॉट एट ऑल लाइकिंग टू टॉक टू एनीवन। सो दिस कैन बी इंटरवीन्ड अर्ली। अगर आपको बहुत ही ज़्यादा सैडनेस जैसी फीलिंग हो रही है, आप बहुत ही ज़्यादा फटीग्ड महसूस कर रहे हैं, देयर सो मेनी चेंजेस दैट यू ऑलरेडी एक्सपीरियंस आफ्टर यू हैव गिवन बर्थ टू द बेबी in terms of your emotional changes. You don't like your body because you're overweight. You don't like that, you're lactating. It's a new phase. You're irritated. But if you want, you can talk to someone, somebody who's trusted, like a friend or even your spouse, even your mother, someone you really trust. You can actually feel reassured after talking to that one person. PPD can be as serious as harming your own self or harming your baby. Suicidal thoughts, thoughts of death, etc. lead to PPD. But have you ever thought that what are the factors that can actually lead to that phase? बहुत सारे factors हैं जो इसको contribute करते हैं. I did not know personally that if you have had a family history of PPD, that is also a precursor that you could be a possible victim of PPD. Second is marital conflicts. If you don't have a very good bond or an equation or an emotional support with your spouse, that could lead to postpartum depression also. Second would also be lack of support when there is a new arrival of a new member in the house. There is a lot of work at home that needs to be done. So that is the time when you not just require emotional help but also physical help. So if that is missing, these constant thoughts of irritability, agitation will double up manifold. So make sure that you have adequate help. A lot of times, so many women don't realize that if the pregnancy has been forced on them, which means that they were completely mentally, emotionally not prepared to have a child or conceive a child, then they are most likely to suffer from postpartum depressive thoughts and a prolonged depression, because first of all, this was not their decision. This decision was forced onto them either by the spouse or by the societal pressure or by XYZ. But if the mother was not the one to physically bring in the child herself, then she is most likely to suffer from postpartum depression. So if you are a new mother who has experienced such recurrent thoughts of harming yourself or the baby, depressive thoughts, prolonged depression, anxiety, guilt, and not able to focus or concentrate on anything, then there are more chances that you are going through PPD, and this is the time for the right healthcare providers' intervention so that right screening and advice can be done, and also they can put you on the right medication. Another good news is that postpartum depression can also be averted, not just with the help of a healthcare provider who gives you the antidepressant or the right medication, doing a detailed psychosis on your situation, but also there are a lot of parent-child support groups who are going through the similar phase. They meet up, they talk to each other, they have programs where the mother bonds with the child, they really create that cord which is beyond that umbilical cord. So there are many ways to combat it and actually start enjoying the best phase of your life, which is called the motherhood bliss, and not let the baby blues take it away. So if you are suffering from postpartum depression or have a family member or a friend going through this similar phase, then as a mother of two, I have few easy doable pointers that you could try out and they can be of a great help. First thing first is to foster that bond between yourself and your baby, and that can only be achieved by seeking help from your partner, which is the father of the child. So please talk about your situation to the father of the child, to your spouse, and explain exactly what you're going through and tell him to be there for you for your emotional needs. Even if you are snapping, even if you're crying, let them be emotionally available for you, especially at this time of need. Also, it's very important to limit your expectations with yourself as a mother, new mother, complex situation right now you're going through, and also from your baby. So this is not a TV advertorial where they see that the mother is all the time playing with the laughing, giggling child. The real world is entirely different. So do not have those unrealistic HD versions of motherhood on your mind, because when motherhood hits in reality, it's a completely different ball game altogether. So be very real and connected to the real version of motherhood. Second is also that please limit the visitors. Do not allow immediately the visitors to come and take away that space, that time that you're going through, because all your attention from connecting that special bond with your child is going to be taken away by all the visitors who are coming to see you and the child, and that is going to be more harmful for you than useful. Try to sleep and take rest when the baby is sleeping, because that is the golden rule of motherhood. And for a new mother, this should be like your Bible. The minute baby sleeps, whether it is in the morning, whether it is afternoon, whether it is evening, rest is non-negotiable for a new mother, because you're also lactating, you're also going through a lot of physical changes your body is experiencing, your mind is experiencing. So rest is the only way you could help combat those symptoms. Also, it's very, very important to not isolate yourself from the whole world. Motherhood doesn't mean that you shut yourself in a room with your child and cut off everybody. Please always be in touch with your family, your friends who are there for you. Make those video calls if necessary. It is very important to also understand that this is your best phase, and there will be good days, there will be bad days. Life is a delightful blend of both. So make that equilibrium happen, and limit your caffeine intake, and be very, very sensible and mindful about the kind of diet you're taking. Keep it very light so that your child does not get colic, and that can be very harrowing, because if the child is not sleeping in the night, you are going to be awake, and if you're going to be awake, you're going to be irritated because you have not rested well, and if you have not rested well, you're going to get symptoms of anxiety and fear and anger and so many other things. So make sure that you limit your caffeine and eat a very sensible diet. So guys, if you are a new mother and you're not able to cope up with the new pressures of motherhood, and you're feeling these prolonged symptoms which go beyond 2 weeks, then it is high time that you seek a professional counselor. It is very important, and it is very normal to do so. And with time and with efforts and with some sensible changes in your everyday regime, you will be able to overcome this battle. Remember, motherhood is a beautiful journey, and you are not alone. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to fittak, and stay tuned with me, Garima Bhandari, for more.